Hey guys, this is Keith with Kje Aquatics, and today I got more plants. Um, so these were actually supposed to be in yesterday, but um, Southwest Airlines did what they do best and provide uh, crappy customer service. But the only issue with that is they're the only airline that flies into my airport that does cargo. There's actually only two airlines that I know of that actually do cargo, and that's Delta and Southwest. Delta flies into Albany, but they do not have a cargo terminal. So, here's what it is. Got to deal with it. Wasn't mad about it. It's just kind of frustrating. So, uh, but they did come in today. So, I'm going to go ahead and start getting these unboxed. There's going to be several plants in here that I got from my buddy Tommy Acker. They're not on the website, but everything that I'm selling, hey Mel, everything that I'm selling is already uploaded on the website, and there is also a few new plants added, and another really rare plant that's on the website. The name of that, if you want to take a sneak peek, is Pipto Rayleigh. So it's that's the common name. It's spelled out on the website, but it's Pipto and then Rey or forget it. Look up Pipto if you want to search P. If you search on my website, Pipto Pipto, just search that in the web search on the website. But I can't pronounce the scientific name, so forgive me about that. So let's see here. Fishfam.link is here. What's up? Mel, I said hi. Carol Cox, Miss Sandy. Thank you guys for joining. And I'm going to go ahead and start unboxing this stuff. There's pond plants in here along with aquarium plants. And then some of the pond tub plants can be used in the aquarium and vice versa. So we didn't get any pond floaters in yet because it's still too cold in our immediate region. Now, if you're in the southern states, your pond season, your tub season is well underway, and you want to get plants for that from me, I cannot bring in water hyacinth, water lettuce, and whatnot when it's still really cold because they die. So with that, I'm gonna start unboxing. These are really nice specimens. These are the firecracker plant. These get these nice little red leaves, and these not leaves, flowers. That's where they look like a little red firecracker. But this will produce the flowers pretty much all season. These little flowers will bring in the bumblebees and also bring in hummingbirds. So it's pretty cool. You can grow these in your tub or in your pond. Very easy. So the firecracker plant. This is more firecracker. More firecracker. More firecracker. Right, next up are, these are some big ones too. This is blue pickerel, right? This is endemic to the Northeast, but this is pickerel weed. This is the blue variant. It comes in different flowers. So it comes white, blue, royal blue. I think there's a pink variety, but the blue is the most common, to me, the most hardy. One of the best tub plants, in my opinion. It's not the most glamorous, beautiful plant, but it does look really nice. But you could take it, these come in these 2-inch plastic pots. They're grown in soil, as you can see, but they do not need soil to grow. You can take them out of the pot or leave them in the pot, and then I just take scissors. When I use them, I just take scissors and split the pot. I don't worry about trying to rip the whole pot off because you're going to rip some of the roots. So I'll just split the pot with some scissors, a few spots, leave the plastic on there, and then I'll bury this section of the plant in pea gravel, just plain pea gravel. Nothing fancy. You can go to your home center, get a bag of pea gravel for 50 pounds, $10 probably. Honestly, I don't even rinse the pea gravel. Some people do, but when I put it in a tub, I don't even rinse it. I just take it out of the bag, put it in the basket. It just has a bunch of sand and stuff in it. I really don't care. It goes in the basket. I bury the roots just up to the base here. And these work excellent filtering your tubs. So the roots, these grow very good, but the roots are going to grow into pea gravel, and they're going to use the waste in the water basically. So they're going to filter your tubs, right? So that's blue pickerel. That's what all these are, and they come in a box a little bit beat up, but honestly, these plants grow very easy. They're very prolific. So if they look a little beat up in the box, don't worry about it. Get them planted, and they're going to brighten up and smile for you. So blue pickerel. All right, next up, and these, like I said, these are all on the website. This is a nice full pot of blue flag iris. Look at, holy crap. These are nice big plants compared to what I've maybe gotten in before. But this is the blue flag iris. Produces a nice blue flower. It is an iris. You can plant this bare root or in pea gravel, I might say, like you would the pickerel. Or you can plant this in your flower garden. So it's an iris, but it grows perfectly fine with the roots wet all the time. So, and in pea gravel. I have good success growing irises just in pea gravel. So they do well for me without the soil. But blue flag iris. And just a note, this is one of the endemic species. So one of the species you could actually find in the wild up in the Northeast. So, Sandy, if you're watching, and you want to, you could probably find these up around the lakes up there where you guys live. So I've seen them up in Paradox. They weren't blooming yet, but they were up around there. So same way with the blue flag pickerel. Okay, they pack a lot of plants in this small box, I'll tell you that. Next up, pond marginals. These are golden creeping Jenny. A really nice plant. It doesn't grow real tall, but it'll spread out and grow over the edges of your tub or your pond. So that's creeping Jenny. You could also grow this as a house plant. So just letting you know. If you're in a cold climate and you want to overwinter it, you can bring it inside. This is more iris. Iris. So let's put these over here. All right. So I got some canna, but I got a couple different species of canna. Let me separate them. All right. I got two varieties of canna in on this order. I got the African Sunset, and I got this one before. This has a beautiful leaf. Check this leaf out. You can look these up on the website too, but they have this beautiful, it's It's like a purplish reddish leaf, but it has like some pink veins going through it. Really, really nice. Excuse me. You can see that. That's the card. That's what it looks like. What the flower looks like. It has a yellowish orange flower. I was very successful growing canna last year, just in tub baskets in my tubs. So it doesn't need to be planted really in soil. I grew these perfectly fine in tub baskets with pea gravel, and then I added to the tubs on occasion, not all the time, but I added the liquid fertilizers that we sell, Thrive fertilizer. I added that maybe once a week or every couple weeks. I added that for the volume of the tub that they were in, and I got some really nice results from canna. So I don't do any actual ponds here. I do tubs, right? And if you have any questions on doing any tubs, feel free to message me. You guys can message me on Facebook, facebook.com/Kje Aquatics. If you're on my friends list, just shoot me a message on Facebook. You can also email us through the website, or you could email us at kjeaquatics@gmail.com. All right. So that's Canna African Sunset. And then this is one I haven't gotten before. It was on the list. I wasn't real familiar with it, but the name sounded cool. You know, I buy stuff sometimes because of how the name sounds. So this is Canna Cleopatra. This says it's a hybrid. All right. So I don't know the history of that, but it has a beautiful flower. It's a nice yellow reddish flower, and it has some pretty cool looking leaves. It's hard to sell. These got some dirt on them, but if you could see that black stripe, it's actually purple. It looks black on the screen, but you'll get striping through the green leaf. So this has like nice purple stripes through the leaf. So not only are the flowers beautiful, the leaves of the canna, in my opinion, some of the leaves actually outdo the flowers. So this is Canna Cleopatra. Again, it is on the website. All right. Next marginal up is the ever popular Bloody Dock. I brought this plant in on a special order a couple years ago for my buddy Mike McKinney. He requested it. I brought it in, and I really like it. It does look like something you could put in your salad, but you get nice big leaves. The leaves will get bigger than this, and then in the leaf, in the veins of the leaf, they're like red veins. So they look like blood veins. Maybe that's where it gets its name, but they call this Bloody Dock. So look this one up. Really cool marginal. Gets much bigger leaves than this. Again, these are young plants. So these are on the website. Easy plant. Bloody Dock's easy. Some more canna. These are more African Sunset. Look at this leaf. That's pretty badass. So African Sunset. Bloody Dock, Bloody Dock. Again, if you guys want to order these, I'll probably be shipping. Saturday and next Monday, unless you're within, unless you're within New York. I can ship tomorrow. If you're in Connecticut, Massachusetts, Eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, I can ship tomorrow. But if you're not in that region, I will probably ship on Saturday, USPS priority, or Monday, either USPS priority or UPS ground. if you're west of the Mississippi, you guys are usually going to get priority mail. If you're east of the Mississippi, it might be UPS ground or priority mail. All right. Now let me see before I get into the other box. I'm just scrolling right here through chat. I got 24 people. That's pretty cool. What's up, Eduardo? Stephen P. What's happening? Rita, I have your plants, Rita. I'm going to try to get them boxed to go today. I would have got them yesterday if Southwest didn't mess up. Trying to see the Nano Aquarium guy. Hello. Bridget, what's happening? Nola, hello. All right. Sandy is lurking, making cookies and bottle feeding a new kitten. I want some cookies. So, all right. Need some scissors. Next up is, I don't know. Again, you guys are seeing these as I see them. Majority of the time, the plants I get in are great. Every now and then, I'll get some that are not great. All right. This one isn't for sale. That's from my buddy Tommy. This one is. So, this is water sprite Indian fern. All right, there's two species of water sprite. One's called lace leaf, and the other one is Indian fern. I personally like the Indian fern better, so that's what I usually stock. If you like the lace leaf, and that's the one that you want, feel free to message me, and I could always special order it. But for stock purposes, water sprite Indian fern is usually the species that I get, right? So there's a dozen plants here. This is a super easy plant that you can grow either floating or planted in the substrate. The nursery grows these planted. I have them put a weight on them. For me, just for retail purposes, keeps them from floating all over the top of my tanks. But when you get this, just gently remove the plant weight here. You can leave it on there if you want, but I suggest you take it off. If you want to float it, then just throw it in your tank or your tub. This is actually a great plant for your tubs also. But if you want to plant it in the substrate, then obviously you plant the roots in the substrate. But that's water sprite Indian fern. These are snails, and I'm going to open this bag carefully just to make sure. When you give it the sniff test, these are olive nerite snails. Actually, don't smell too bad, but there was one in here. I bet you that might not have lived because it does have a little funky odor, but it's not terrible. So, anyways. If you ever smell dead snails, that's one of the nastiest smells that you'll find in this hobby. These are olive nerites. Great for algae cleanup. All right. Hold on, I just want to get these wet because they've been on the road for a little bit. I'll let them sort themselves out, and I'll find out which one is not viable. So, what's up, Play? Yeah, Nola, I have I have 4 different species of snails. No, I have 3 different species of nerites. I have the olives, which are pretty plain, but they work really well. I have zebra nerites, and then I have the red onion nerites. And then if you don't like pest snails, we keep assassin snails, which will help eradicate your pest snails. We also have ram's horn snails because if you keep plants, you're going to end up with some ram's horn snails and pond and bladder snails. It's a given. They don't hurt anything. People think that the pest snails eat their plants. That's total BS. Snails are actually really good for your tank, believe it or not. And they're like a canary in the coal mine. They're a good indicator for your tank. If you end up with like a huge amount of pest snails, you're probably overfeeding. And then also, if you have a huge amount of pest snails and then all of a sudden you don't have any, your water quality might not be that good as well. But they're definitely a good indicator. If you overfeed, you're going to have more of an abundance of pest snails. They're easy to get rid of too. A lot of people ask me for. We used to sell a product, a chemical product that would kill snails. I didn't really push it that hard, but some people would ask me for it, so we stocked it. But then I stopped selling it because you really don't need it. If you really don't like pest snails, just do this trick: get a piece of lettuce. It could be romaine, it could be iceberg. It don't matter. Get a piece of lettuce. Get a stone or a vegetable clip or whatever, and put that piece of lettuce in your tank. You can weight it down with the stone. Put that in at nighttime, and then in the morning, collect that piece of lettuce, discard it, or do whatever you want. Put it in your puffer tank, whatever you want, with all the snails. Just keep repeating that, and then you're gonna get rid of them. So, but I personally don't mind snails, and I have so many people that ask me for ram's horn snails that I really don't have a ram's horn problem because I collect them and I give them away. If you want ram's horn snails, I give them away free. I do not charge for them. Some people charge for them. I have them listed on the website for like 20 cents a piece. That's just so I don't get inundated with a zillion people requesting them. But if you want some, let me know, and I pack them with any order free. Same way with duckweed. If you really want duckweed, let me know, and I'll give you duckweed free. I also see other people that sell duckweed, but I won't sell it. I'll give it to you free. So, all right. Next, this one is not for sale. This one is not for sale. This one is, though. Bassleer americana. This is jungle val, the regular jungle val. I usually stock jungle val species red, which is actually not red, but the species red can get reddish under highlight. That one looks like a bag of shit, so it's going in the garbage. But the difference between jungle val species red and regular Bassleer americana is the jungle val species red gets a little bit wider leaf, and then under highlight it can get a reddish hue. It's not going to turn red, so they call it species red, but don't let that confuse you. I've had customers get pissed off before because they ordered it, they didn't read the description, and when they got the plant, they were mad at me because the plant wasn't red. That's their problem, that they did not read the description and have a full grasp of what they ordered, but it's written in the description on the website. So I can only, explain so much. But again, the species red, and I do have a few in stock. They have a wider leaf and they'll get a reddish color. The regular jungle val, they grow about the same length. They can grow up to, I've seen some 12 feet long. But these will be more narrow. the leaf will be more narrow, but the conditions they need are still the same. Jungle Bassleer is easy. This is a great plant also to put in pots in your tubs, because it's going to grow. It's going to provide a lot of fry cover too at the lower levels of your tub. So if you guys are doing tubs, get you could buy a couple pond baskets or terracotta pots. You can get terracotta pots like really cheap. Um, you could put a little organic dirt in that pot, cap it with some pea gravel or aquarium gravel, whatever you got, just to keep the dirt from going around. Great plant for your tubs. These grow, believe it or not. This is endemic to the United States. You can find these in a lot of your lakes throughout the United States. So Bassleer americana, right? Italian Val. I haven't gotten this in for a while because of the last couple orders I got, they look like shit. So these are a little bit better. Don't worry about these not having roots. Plant these and they're gonna root just fine. So don't let that freak you out. All right. This is Italian Bassleer. Also, the scientific name is Bassleer spiralis, but don't let that word fool you either. This is a very straight growing valve. Will get probably 2 to 3 feet. For you people that keep Rift Lake cichlids, this is very common in the Rift Lakes of Africa. All right. So Italian Bassleer. All right. That being said, valves do well in high pH in hard water. So, all right. All right. Now, Barbara Jackson, what's happening? This is a very cool Bassleer, and it's going to look like giant hairgrass, but it is a valve. This is Bassleer nano, right? Also known as Bassleer narrow leaf. And again, it looks like giant hairgrass. The leaf blades on these are very narrow. So really grass-like looking plant. And they won't grow much taller than this right here. This is probably 10 inches, 10 to 12 inches. They'll get a little bit taller, but they'll maintain this very narrow. You can see how narrow this is. This is probably, the blade width on this is maybe a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch. So it's pretty narrow. Really cool. When we sell these 3 plants to an order. So when you see the price, just know that you're getting 3 plants in one order for that price. All right. So this is Bassleer nano, or nano, also known as narrow leaf. These little brown balls right here are tiger lotus. Right. Tiger lotus is not always red. People commonly call it red tiger lotus. Just know that the tiger lotus leaf can be green, can be red, it can be variegated and marbled with red and green. But we buy these as bulbs, and before we start selling them, we wait till they sprout. And then when they sprout, they're sold as a sprouted bulb. And then as they grow, then the price changes from small, medium, large, right? So sprouted bulbs obviously going to be the cheapest. A small plant is just a couple leaves. A medium plant is a few more than a couple leaves, and then a large plant is really not massive. It's just probably a plant that's maybe 6 to 8 inches. Um, just to let you know, our prices on tiger lotus, our large tiger lotus is usually about the same price as some people sell just the bulbs for. We don't like to sell just the bulbs. That's how I buy them. That's how I get them. But I take the risk and wait till they start growing. You could buy just a bulb a little bit cheaper, probably from somebody else, but it might not be viable. So let us grow them out a little bit. You can see this one here actually sprouted. So, and then this one here has a little baby sprout. It's coming. It's right there. So let us buy them, take the risk on them, and then when you buy them from us, you know you have a a plant that's not a dud. So see you later, Clay. All right. Next up is dwarf water onions. If you never looked at how these flower, on our website where they're listed, that flower is actually one that flowered for me personally. So they produce a nice big white flower. This will grow to the surface. If it's going to flower, it produces the flower above the surface, and it's pretty big, 2-3 inch diameter, nice big white flower. But these are dwarf water onions. They get their name from how they look. Super easy grass type plant. If you buy these, I suggest you buy a few of them. You don't have to, obviously, but buy a few of them, plant them about 1 inch or 2 apart, and then you'll get a really nice look to your tank. Depending on the size of your tank, more than likely this is a background plant for, 10, 20 long, 20 high. You can get away with using these as a mid-ground or a plant on the side in maybe some of your, 40 or a 55. So dwarf water onions, really nice plant. You don't see a lot of people stock them, but I really like them, so I keep them in stock on a regular basis. The ever popular hornwort. If you guys are doing tubs outside or ponds, I would really suggest you get a bunch, not a lot, but like one bunch of hornwort. Throw it in each tub. It's going to provide fry cover if you're trying to breed fish outdoors. If you don't care about that, hornwort also is great at using up excess nutrients in the water. So it's good at maintaining, good clean water. Super easy plant. It grows really fast. If it grows too fast for you, just trim some of it. It doesn't need substrate. It won't grow in substrate. Just float it. So I buy these and have them weighted, just again for retail purposes. Buy this, take the weight off, throw it in your tank or your tub. That's all you need to do. Some people hate this plant because it will shed like the little, I call them, look like little pine needles. So it will shed. So some people hate that look, but I think the benefits outweigh the what this plant does for your tanks or your tubs outweighs the little nuisance pine needles, in my opinion. I love hornwort. Super easy. It's cheap. Provides great fry cover. It's a good oxygenator for your tanks and tubs as well. So especially your tubs and ponds, it's a really good oxygenator for that. And then again, if you're on a budget, that's a cheap plant. Here's another one that's relatively inexpensive that grows really good indoors or out. This is Brazilian pennywort. You could plant this in your substrate, but here at KJE, I just float this. So you can grow this as a floater in your tubs as well. And it has this lily type leaf. So you'll see you get this leaf that'll float up on the surface. This will also grow if you grow this in your tanks indoors and you have, you know, a little bit of light above your tanks. You can grow this, you know, half immersed, half you know, submerged, and get some of the immersed leaves, and you could grow them out and let them fan over the top of your tank. I've seen that in some different fish rooms. So Brazilian pennywort, easy plant. Okay, I won't save this one for last, but this is the rare plant I was talking about. Pipto, I'm gonna butcher it. It is Piptospatha ridleyi. So Piptospatha ridleyi. If you could see this, you probably can't, but these are nice too. They're big, and for the price I have them at, holy smoly, it's cheap. These are big plants. But this plant here, you're actually going to grow it similar to Boost, Anubias, or water ferns. So you would attach it. It's like the Homolamenda, if I said that right, that I have in stock. This is just kind of similar to that. But you're going to attach this just like you would Anubias, but it just let you know it's not an Anubias. It's more closely related to Bucephalandria. So this is the Pipto plant. Really nice. Some are bigger than others. They have a variegated leaf. So you get some like little white speckles in the leaf. Pretty cool. I like these. They were new on the list, so I ordered like 14 or 15 of them. So if you want one, you want to be first on the block to get one, I would jump on it. These are really nice. Look at the roots on them. Pretty cool. All right. So the Pipto, it is on the website, so you can check it out there. And we have another couple rare plants. I'll show you. We got them in last week. This is the Maboldi Red. It's on the website. This one grows similar to a cryptocarine. It's pretty rare. You're not going to see many have it. And then this is similar to the Pipto, but this is the Homolamenda plant, if I said that right. And you'll grow this one similar to like Anubias or Boost as well. So you would attach this to wood, rock, or your plastic pirate ship. So rare plants, actually, they're not hard. They're rare because they're kind of new to the hobby. But I guarantee you, once more people start getting them and then start propagating them, they're going to become less rare. So we'll see how long the rare part of the name lasts. Might not last that long. All right. If I don't know if Alishan's here, but back a long time ago, when I was a kid, the only plants that were available in the hobby that I could remember as a kid was a banana plant. We have those in stock too. So the banana plant, I remember hornwort, and I remember anacharis. That was the only three plants that I could remember that were common in the local fish stores, and some Vallisneria. The particular species of Vallisneria, I don't remember, but I know Vallisneria, banana plants, hornwort, and anacharis. That was about the only three I ever really remember seeing in the fish store. So, as other plants hit the market and became more readily available, and those were probably known as rare as well. So, anyways. Let's see what else we got. Java fern. Someone asked me, and I forgot that I had these on the order. Somebody asked me, and I don't remember who it was. But these are Java fern narrow leaf. You've got a buttload of Java ferns on this cocoa fiber mat. All right, so these are Java fern narrow leaf on a mat. You could leave these on a mat if you want, or you could take the Java off of the mat, plant them around. But just know that there's easily over 10 plants on this mat. It looks like more than a dozen easily. So that's Java fern narrow leaf. I only got 2 of them, so if you want one, get on it because I only got 2. But, all right. Next up is a bread and butter plant. Bread and butter meaning I always usually have it in stock. I sell the crap out of it. This is Sagittarius subdelata narrow leaf. So this isn't dwarf sag. This is its cousin that gets a little bit taller. I sell a lot of this. I love this plant. Super easy. These actually came in immersed, but don't let that scare you. I've shown you guys this before. The way you could tell immersed versus submerged is when they're immersed, the tip of the plant has more of a paddle, so it's wider. When they're fully grown and converted, they'll be narrow all the way up to the top. This plant converts super easy. So just buy it, put it in your tank, plant it, and you're going to get some melting, but it recovers really fast, right? So don't be scared about immersed grown plants at all. I see on Facebook a lot of people, they're just ignorant, and that's all. And ignorance isn't bad as long as you don't remain that way, you know. So take the time to learn about how plants, transform, and you won't be scared of immersed grown plants because 98% of the plants that are sold in the hobby, or say 95%, that are grown in the hobby are grown immersed. Just the nurseries can grow plants so much faster immersed versus submerged. And almost all plants convert very easily, so don't be scared of it. All right. I don't know if I uploaded the quantity of this one. I have to check it. I ordered more, but they said availability was limited. But this is a Lowigia species. I'm going to start bringing in a few more stem plants because I'm going to grow them outdoors in the tubs. But this is Lowigia palustris, right? This is actually an endemic Lowigia species to the north. All right, down in the southeast and stuff, you guys can find other types of Lowigia. Lowigia species red, so Lowigia repens, Lowigia repens is pretty common down in the southeast. In Florida, parts of South Alabama, you can find Lowigia repens. But Lowigia palustris, which is this one, is endemic to the north. All Lowigia, in my opinion, are pretty easy. Some require more light than others. And then some will get, like with higher light, some will get like a nice reddish color. This one grows high light, low light. Under lower light, it's going to stay more green. Under high light, it's going to get a little bit more reddish. So this is Lowigia palustris. I only got a few bunches in here. I ordered more, but it was limited, and they only sent me 6 bunches. So. Talking about Lowigia red, Lowigia species red, that's what this one is. So these actually are going to go outside. So this is Lowigia repens, right? Again, under high light, this is going to get a nice reddish leaf. Under lower to medium light, not low light, but under medium light, it's going to stay more green, right? These are nice bunches. When you buy Lowigia from us, you're not buying just one stem. I see some people selling it a stem at a time, which is stupid, but that's what, let them do what they do. I'm just counting the stems in a bunch. 1, 2. These are wrapped in lead weight again for retail purposes, but there's 5 stems in a bunch here. So all right, this one here, check your local. This is a dwarf red stem parrot. All right, check your local or your state laws, because some of them have like a blanket list on all parrot. New York has it's this one's cousin on the no list, but the dwarf red parrot is perfectly fine. So this is dwarf red stem parrot. I grow this outdoors in the tubs. All right, this will do fine in your tanks, but it's going to need decent light. So this is dwarf red stem parrot. Grow this. I suggest you grow this floating. That's how we do it outdoors. But again, if you grow it inside, you're going to need a little bit better light. But outdoors, Mr. Sunshine provides good lighting for this. What's up, Jenna P? So dwarf red stem parrot. Here's some assorted Anubias. These are on the website as just assorted Anubias medium. So some nice pieces of Anubias. So if you need Anubias, these are on the website under Anubias assorted medium. All right. Another Lowigia species. I love this one. This is Lowigia ovalis. So this is a really cool looking Lowigia. In its green form, you're going to have like white veins. It's hard to see it here, but you're going to have like white yellowish veins in the leaves. You can see that right there. Really nice looking leaves. Lowigia ovalis. All right. We were talking about Anacharis earlier. All right. Anacharis, there's 2 species of Anacharis that you could probably find in the hobby. One of them is illegal in most states, and that's Alodia densa. That's this plant's cousin. This is Egeria najas. So this one is actually legal in most states versus Alodia densa. Alodia densa is on the no list in most states. But they're both Anacharis variants. This one got squished a little bit. It smells good. So sometimes you'll get, and they might be a little funky. So yeah, this one actually, I take that back. These ain't worth a shit. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Fudge. Sorry. Yeah, these must have been like, I think these are burnt from the cold pack. And I told these people don't use cold packs on my plants. They're all slimy. Yep. So, anyways, don't buy those. I uploaded the website to reflect the inventory, but if you already bought some of these, I'm going to delete it off the thing. They got, the top of these leaves are slimy as hell. So, remember I said most of the time our plants are good, but these are effed up. So, anyways, this is the last thing in here. These are all potted, so I forget what I ordered. Dwarf Sagittaria. Some nice pots of dwarf Sagittaria. So this is a Sagittaria that'll stay shorter, right? My battery's starting to run low, so it's good that I'm almost done. So that's dwarf Sag. That's dwarf sedge. Let's see what else I got in here. Microsode narrow leaf. All right, we stock this because I usually don't stock dwarf hairgrass because dwarf hairgrass is a pain in the butt to grow. So I don't even stock it. But if you want dwarf hairgrass, I can easily get it for you. But microsode narrow leaf has a dwarf hairgrass look. And it's actually easier. Just note you don't trim this like you would dwarf hairgrass. If you buy microsode narrow leaf, plant it, wait till it really gets established and starts growing a lot, and then when you trim this, you don't want to like flat top it and give it and cut it all at once. You're just going to want to trim it a little bit at a time, and then you trim it more at an angle. So don't ever flat top this, or else you're going to screw the plant up. And then also, once you get a new plant, wait till it really establishes itself before you start messing with it at all, right? So microsode narrow leaf, and that's it. That's all that's in here because the other ones are dwarf Sagittaria. So anyways, that's all I got. If you guys have any questions, I wasn't really looking at the chat. So if you were asking me questions, I have no idea what you asked. And I'm just scrolling right here. KJE. What's not on my site, Sandy? I don't know what's not on my site. The Palustris? If it's not, I'll get it uploaded. And Mr. Tom. Patty, what's happening? Susan Moore, if I didn't say hi, hello. I'm just scrolling up to the top. But anyways. The first Lawigia. Okay, yeah, that's the Palustris. I have 6 bunches. Once I'm done with this, I got to get a picture of those plants that are goofed up, and then I got to get that emailed to the nursery, and I'll upload the Palustris. Like I said, I only got 6 bunches, so we'll see. All right. Anyways, that's all I got. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to message me on Facebook, or you can email me at kjeaquatics@gmail.com, or through the website. You can contact me there. I tell you what, if the fastest response you're going to get is messaging me through Facebook or on Instagram. You can message me on Instagram too, because that dings my phone right away. I see it, I hear it, I respond usually pretty fast. Anytime people message me via, Facebook, I get it immediately, and I usually respond right away. So just to let you know, email is becoming, snail mail, and it doesn't get read, all the time right away, and you don't get a response like right away. And me, if I have a question, I want to answer as fast as possible. I don't want to wait, for a long time. So that's why I respond to messages or texts, pretty quick. It's just because I know how I am. I don't have a lot of patience. So, but anyways, that's my little talk on that. But again, I'm out. I got to get some of these plants to Tommy, and then I got to get the rest, put away. Pretty good amount of inventory, some nice marginals. So if you guys have never done a tub before, or a tub, try it. This is the time right now. Get a tub, get a container, fill it up, and do it. Try it. It's a lot of fun. You'll get hooked. I guarantee it. You can get stock tanks at Tractor Supply. You can get, ponds, tubs at your home center. Look on Craigslist. Look on Facebook Marketplace. You can use a lot of different things for a tub and keep some fish in it. Just try it. Do it. But I'm out. Later.